hey. Hello, everyone. Hey. Hello. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. I'm back for another stream of Plane Shift. The best game in the world. Well, maybe not, but it's the one that we like. We have a picture of the day. Interesting. So, today, I want to continue the reasoning we did yesterday, right? So, we were speaking with this NPC and we did some reasoning on how NPC are actually speaking, and in particular how the bubbles, the NPC speech bubbles are actually visualized. And I made this table to list all the possibilities that I think we have today in the game. So the different types of NPC speech, right? And is a quest speech, freeform speech, proximity, behavior, impersonating, and combat events. Now, they are slightly different. They do pretty much all the same, but they are slightly different, right, in its usage. And the last one is this one that I have no idea. Where it's coming from. I think let me do a check if he's inside the progression scripts or where is that. I don't know if it's inside progression events, like inside the spells, or doesn't look like. No, I think it's not here. So if it's not there, it may be in NPC definitions. SC NPC types. Where script like, okay, there is more, yeah, mercenaries. Let me just do this, that is faster. Cast, defense, yeah, exactly. There is a talk operation. Okay, so this one actually is the same as the one above. Me text. Okay, there is a talk of. So actually, this one and this one are the same. This one and this one are the same, so we can delete it. Well, we can, yeah. We can say that this is actually equal. I don't know how to say that, but basically this one is equal to this. It's the same thing, right? So we don't need okay, that's good. So one less. Let's go one less. We already improved our situation by 20% or so. Easy peasy. Okay, so let's go. let's go into this. Yeah. Let's go into this. So how many different types that we have? How many different types we have? These two are identical, right? No NPC, no. Well, actually, chat log is always NPC, by the way. So we have one, right? So we have one, we have two, and we have three. So actually, it's not that complex. It's only three different ways, right? It's only three different ways. It's only three different ways. Okay. So at the moment we have two functions. We don't have three, right? We have two functions because so I need a quest speech to be direct and no speech bubble, similar to freeform and no speech bubble. Okay. So this one is actually using no, none of this. Yeah, but it should be wait, it should be in dictionary in execute script, no? Exactly. Exactly. So this one is using yes, when you do this, unfortunately, inside NPC execute script, we do get PS controller receive bubble events, right? So this is the one that we are using then to populate. Wait a second. Okay. Why? I don't know. Sorry, something distracted me. So this is the one that we use to populate the... No, I misclicked. GG. Didn't want to do that. No, why we have a green background? This, right? Okay. I think that this one is working already because we are sending to the client the list of actions that the NPC could should do. And we are not going through the receive message. We are sending the array directly, right? And the only problem of this technique is that inside say response, right, I have a check inside say response OP, right? My only problem is this. That I have a check if it's public and if it's not public. And if it's not public, I'm just adding it to the, so, okay. So it is the trick, right? And I need to be sure that this trick is actually working in all cases. So that's the problem. That's the problem, because this is also calling this, right? This is also calling this, but it's not doing skips it, right? So this one is actually skipping the send, right? Based on is public, right? The problem is that is public is not really the right way to do it. I think this is where we have the problem. And actually, you know what? I think I did yesterday some changes, and I think I will revert them because yeah, exactly. I changed receive say message to receive chat message in PS character say. No, but this one I think is well. I don't think that this change is a problem. PS character say is going direct, huh? It's not the say response OP. The say response OP is something else, so we should not mix the two. Say response OP is a behavior operation, so meaning that is inside the brain of the NPC and is activated by behavior script. So when the NPC is executing his brain operations, while the PS character say is a direct command that we give to the NPC to just say something, like when we use impersonate, right? So I think that impersonate is calling. Let me just see one thing though. I want to understand one more thing. NPC response, execute script, say response OP, run. But it's calling anyway character say. Oh my god. No, it's calling character say in the other case. Okay. It's calling a character say if it's not public, right? If it's public. Okay, which kind of makes sense. Now, the only problem that we saw yesterday was that the say public was actually always false, right? In case of private speech, right? In case of private speech, and also in case of proximity triggers. And this was the problem, right? This was the problem, because the first two are working fine, but the third one, okay, so let's try to understand this third one. This third one is going through done through NPC triggers with short range, yes. Hey, but the trigger will be executing a script, huh? The trigger is 100% executing a script, boys. So we are back to, okay. Yes, exactly. Response is executing a script, and I think 100%, well 99, that this will be a talk operation. Huh? And so we are back in the same place. But for us it's not good because, yeah, so basically what I'm saying is that this one at the moment is just pointing to this. So it's doing the same thing that we do here. And the problem is that then we cannot see the NPC bubble. Because it's just doing the same thing. Why my PC is like bling 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 bling? Okay, fine. My PC decided to bling 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 a lot. Okay, should not be blinking anymore now. Yes, because proximity speech, I mean, we can test it again, but I'm pretty sure that it is this way. So I think the proximity speech, so what we were testing? We were testing Abelia, eh? So in theory, we were testing Abelia, but was not going through this. Okay, let me launch it again because I want to understand. In theory, should go through this. No, should go through. Well. I mean, it is yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it goes through this or not, but I think we should understand it first, and then I will try to find a solution. But in my point of view, it goes through this. Then he arrives here. Is executing the script inside say response, and inside say response, which is exactly the same code, is entering with a private. Is entering with a private, and so we will go inside of this, and this will never happen, right? This will never happen. This will never happen. So actually, for proximity trigger, we need to find a different way, or it's not gonna work. Hello, Ula. The blink blink. I don't know. There was some blinking. On page to Berlusconi tribute. Yeah, it's dead. It was a heel. But it was also very old, but yeah, it was heel. I'm just reloading the server, and we will connect with the client and see. Because we need to solve this problem, otherwise we will carry it on forever, right? So we need to have those 3 different ways of sending messages to the client properly, right? Knowing what is what, you know, without mixing things. If we have to add a new function, we can add a new function. The only problem is that everything goes through a script, I mean, most of our operations go through scripts, and it's the first start of the day, so it will be a bit slow. Okay, let's see if we... Okay. So let me teleport me to Abelia, right? And then here I'm making myself visible because we said otherwise otherwise it's not working, and then I go in front of her. As you can see, as soon as I go in front of her, we're going to react to player approach. But then we did not hit any of the other triggers, huh? In theory we should have hit this. And this. I know, because Abelia has it in the in the quest. Okay. Because Abelia has it in the quest. Abelia is in the quest. We cannot do the test with her. It's not a good test. We have to do the test with Arnquist. That's the only way. We didn't load him. No, sorry, with JOs, not with Arnquist. We need to do the test with JOs. Yeah, this teleport it's fucking up everything. I don't know why. Wow, it's like if I'm stuck. Anyway, as soon as he sees me, yes, we will stop again. You see? So we do a react to player approach. Okay, fine. Yes, then we go here. Available is available, so it should be a short range. And from short range, we go into NPC execute script. Now, the problem is that the public, we run the script, we enter here. We enter here. Wait, we enter here. And public is false, right? Okay, perfect. Exactly. So this is exactly what... Exactly. So this is the problem. The problem is that... The problem is... And I need to find a way to solve it. The problem is exactly this arrow, right? So we are... Hello, Fergus. Good evening. The problem is that from this possibility here, so the proximity speech, we are executing exactly the same code, right? With public false, right? With public false. With this public false. But we want the speech bubble. But we want the speech bubble. We want the speech bubble. So basically the question is, how the hell can we differentiate, right? Because who knows the fact that we want the speech bubble? So NPC response execute script. I think is not aware because unfortunately I think he's not aware. Because execute script is just executing a script that is generic, you know, for so, or we change yeah, I think the only solution wait a second, specific response to script is bubble events say response OP. So basically the point is that I don't know if that say response OP is actually generated or yeah, the public non-public is actually not the public non-public is actually not an attribute of the say response, which is interesting. I was thinking it was. No? Yeah, it is. It is, but is initialized. Okay, it's initialized when we initialize the. Okay, when we create the response OP. Ay ay ay. Ay ay ay. So. So when we create the response OP, yes, there is this false, right? There is this false. So basically we assume that if it is a parsed response script is a false, is it ever true? Respond public, respond say. Response operation. Response script, but don't understand too much. I'm a bit lost in the code. Why it is never saving our position in GIOs? Why? Why is never saving? Because we crash, we time out. Yeah, but if we time out, in theory, our position should be saved, no? I don't understand why we are always. Anyway. So, yeah, I have to set myself visible. Fine. Okay, react to player approach. But this is not going through the parse. No, it's not going through the parse. So, okay. The parse, I think, is only in the case of quest scripts. or in the case of behaviors? Huh. Talk type say public true. So we have this possibility all inside behaviors. We don't have this possibility inside responses, but in theory we have so if it's true, right? If I change it to true, I think it will because we just don't want the multicast, right? We just don't want the multicast. So we don't want the all players, right? But apart from the all players, no. But the problem is that if I change this say response OP and I make it no, because if I make it public, yes. No, it may, yeah, it may be good, but I need, because public equal, we have a problem here. The public equals everyone, right? There is no public without speech bubble, right? So public, basically this equal to public, right? This equal to public. So if I say public no, then it's not sent to all the players. If I say public yes, it is sent to all the players, right? So so I cannot say public yes, otherwise this proximity speech will be sent to everyone, right? So to differentiate this case, I think the only way that we have is that we define a new capability, which is speech bubble yes or no, which by default will be true on public, but it may also be turned off. The problem is where the hell do I put that? Where the hell do I put that? Where the hell do I put that? Well, in theory, is a proximity. In theory, well, we don't have the. This thing, this execute script, doesn't know that my response is it doesn't know. It doesn't know. Now, my response in theory could know it. My response in theory could know it. My response could know it, but even if for a second we think that my FNPC response actually has the bubble yes or bubble no, I will not be able to pass it through this run script because this is generic, right? This can run any possible scripts. It doesn't know it is a say response until he executes it, right? So he has absolutely no idea. He has absolutely no idea, because if I search run, you see? There are a million. And all of them, well, actually all of them have the same parameters because they have to. And this is probably why we added those parameters there, because we had no other way of passing in. Yeah. So, or we because that script is actually constructed right at the beginning. So it's not that this script already exists. It's part of the response. So when we parse the response, in theory we are creating the proper say response OP, right? Exactly. So this means that there is a time I don't understand. There is a time which is not here, but it must be inside dictionary when we load NPC response, right? When we load NPC response, right? And here somewhere, I don't know where, but somewhere, probably inside parse response script, here it is. Here it is. Okay. So here is the point where we create the response operation that will be used later on, right? And so what we can say, hey, if let me put a bookmark here because I don't want to lose it. Do I have other bookmarks? No, it's the only one. Perfect. Because we don't have the trigger here, right? We don't know the trigger, but because here we are loading the response. Oh my god, we don't have it. No. Fuck. Because it's all encapsulated, you know? It's all encapsulated. So it's all encapsulated. So NPC response is just loading his content without context on the trigger that it will be associated to. Fuck. So we cannot go here and add just a, a parameter saying, hey, you are part of a proximity trigger, and so please turn this to true. Because what we will have to do, we will have to turn this to true, right? But only in the case we are in a proximity trigger. And we cannot do it. Well, we cannot do it. I mean, we cannot do it inside this class because this class doesn't know. So basically means that I have to do it before, right? Before, I mean, I have to do it. I mean, it's impossible. It's not inside NPC response. It's impossible to do it inside NPC response, but I can catch it when my NPC dialogue is loading up and I'm parsing my responses, and in theory I'm also parsing hopefully my triggers, right? So here I know so for example, right, if we take gyos, right? If we take gyos and I go inside NPC triggers, and no, I need triggers of production, NPC triggers of production. Yes, and I have a very short range IOs, right? Which is 3349. Okay, perfect. So if you go inside of this, load responses. Okay. Okay. Let's try to debug when that trigger is loaded. You know what problem I have in this? I think I have a million problems with this because the proximity trigger can be triggered also by other stuff, like if the player is stepping on a trap, right? I may say, hey, there is a proximity trigger and the result is a script, and the resulting script is a behavior. No, but we said that inside a behavior we can do it, because inside a behavior we have public yes or no. But again, we have the public without, yeah, but that's a different problem. Yeah, we need to solve one problem at a time. Because I think in that case we have another solution. We have another, yeah. We may have another solution. Parse response script. I think I don't want to have this breakpoint. Okay, we triggered, okay, our trigger ID is 3349, right? So this trigger is the very short range of gyos, right? Is the very short range of gyos. Perfect. So now what does this trigger know? Does he know there is a short range? Well, at the moment it doesn't, but if we go further, right? If we go further, but we don't have the response ID. Fuck. Are you serious? Because the response ID is not a pointer, is an ID. Believe it or not. Is an ID. So we are passing the ID, we are not passing the pointer. So actually we do not have the response. We do not have the response. Well, we are at loading time here. Eh? We are at server startup. So in theory, we could do whatever we want, even if we slow down a bit. So we could search again the response by ID if we want to do it, right? So in theory, we may... I mean, would it probably be better just passing in the pointer instead of passing in the ID? But that is what it's doing now. I mean, we could pass in the full response, right, to add trigger. And then the only problem is that I don't know if this will break it for... if this will break it for quest. If this will break it for quest. Because basically, okay, let's assume for a second that here we have the full response. So here we have the response object. I could still do response ID, right? No problem. But I could parse multi-trigger. Holy shit, we also have multi-triggers. Oh yes, we do. We have multi-triggers. So in case of multi-triggers... In case of multi-triggers... Yeah, it's actually very simple. It's just loading the attributes. Just loading the attributes and then it associates. Hello, what happened? Hello, Phoenix. So we load. Okay, so this load is easy. Now the parse is returning an array of triggers. And here basically for each trigger we are pushing the response ID, right? Okay. Yeah, so we could we could do it here, right? So here we could say if this trigger is a range trigger, right? If this trigger is a range trigger, then set the response to have a new attribute which has the speech bubble on, right? So the changes are change this variable and make it an NPC response pointer, right? Add here at the bottom the fact, no, sorry, here after this, the fact that if the trigger is a if the trigger is a range trigger, then we want to change the say response OP pointing to it so that he has a new attribute, right? And then we need to change the say response OP to have that attribute. And then we need to change, and then at that point the response will know, right? And so if the response knows when it's running, you could say send a message to the client with right the speech bubble or not the speech bubble. I mean, it's a kind of a complex change, but I think we can do it. I'm just thinking, is this working only for this case, or it will work also for the other cases? Because we are doing this for this one, number 2, right? We are doing this for number 2. Are we, if we do it, are we then breaking this? No, because we are using the same say operation. So basically the difference will be that this one will use the say operation directly. Yeah, it's a bit too complex to think in my mind because there are too many impacts, right? Too many things that I'm changing, and so I cannot clearly see the result in the full scenario for all the classes, right? But I think it is possible. So now the only question is, can we make it generic enough? Because here I'm really hard coding the fact that this is a short range, very short range, long range, right? So why our trigger is not already aware of this, right? So why our trigger is not already aware that is a short range, long range, whatever, right? I think it doesn't know because for him is only text. He doesn't really care what is it. So he has a, yes, exactly. So we search the trigger by so when we do So when the proximity triggers, right? When the proximity triggers, in reality, we said we go into NPC. Yes, yes, but wait, I didn't say something important though. I didn't say where the hell were we starting from? Fuck. I had it open and I didn't type it down. Yeah, it's here, right? Yeah, it's here. So the only thing that we are doing, we are really searching by text, which is actually pretty stupid. But that is the only thing that we do. We have a short, we have a short range trigger in terms of text, and then what this thing is doing is saying, hey, do you have a response for that trigger? Say yes, I do, and it's this one, right? So it's just searching by text. So actually the trigger doesn't know, apart from the command, the exclamation mark at the beginning. He has no idea that it is a proximity trigger. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. He has zero idea. Do we have other commands? Apart from short range, long range, do we have... No, huh? Yeah, you see that it says in PS Unreal TBD. I don't think we have other commands, but anyway, we can also search for this. Is at loading time, right? At loading time, we can be a bit more expensive. I think it's fine. It is loading time, right? And well, with the only difference that we could do it also for dynamic NPC, part of generated events. Yeah, exactly. Okay, but I think I have a clear idea in my mind how to do it. I have a kind of a clear idea. So the only problem that what I'm fearing is that this will break. This will break stuff. I fear that this will break stuff. I think this will break stuff. NPC dialogue menu. No, that's okay. Okay, let's try to do it. Anyway, we have everything in Subversion, so it's fine. I think that... So the first change, right? The first change is this. And I think I will still name it response ID, just to remember that in the past it was an ID, right? Maybe it's not the best way, but for now I just want to keep it as the response ID. Yeah, we obviously confused IntelliSense now. We'll never be able to find it again. Okay, see. Okay, so now we have NPC response. No, let's call it the response. Sorry, no, let's call it response. Response ID is so annoying. Let's call it response. So basically now, right, this will become response ID, eh? Everywhere there was response ID, we have response ID. Okay, fine. Okay. In theory, this change should have done nothing, right? Just... okay, so it's just that we are passing the pointer in... So let me see if we are breaking other code or not. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. So this is the first change. Now the second change will be that when I'm here and I recognize that my trigger is one of the special proximity triggers, right? Then we set the speech bubble to true, even if it's not a public trigger. Come on, compile. Come on. Do I need a faster PC? Maybe. GG. It's taking forever. It's taking forever. Okay, but it is easy to change. And it is easy to change. But this means there are at least two other places. Initialization of local dictionary and loading responses. Yeah, we should be exactly this one. Okay, these two places. The local dictionary, okay. And the, okay. So now, if there are only these two places, we are good, eh? There is no damage. No damage done. No damage. Okay, succeeded. Fantastic. So now, we should always have a new trigger. So what we could do, right here, we could check if there is a proximity trigger, right? Which, by the way, we can use also for other stuff, right? But and so at the moment, I think the easiest to check if we have these proximity triggers is just to take our new trigger, which is this guy. Well, actually, which is this guy in this case, and this guy in this other case. Oh my god. Yeah, we can do it before this. No, we cannot. Fuck. We need to be sure, because in one case we are inserting a new trigger, in another case we are Okay, let's do this. I hope I'm not doing damages. So here we always have trig, right? We always have trig. So trig here is always valid, right? So I think trig should have the trigger, which is an F string. So we can say if trigger whatever starts with, you know, exclamation mark, right? So if it's starting with that, we assume that this is a proximity trigger, right? And hopefully it is. I hope we are not starting a phrase with an exclamation mark in a trigger, but I think it should be impossible, right? I think it should be impossible. Okay, so in that case, since we already loaded the response, for this trigger we can get the... no, fuck. Well. We can get... Wait a second. I think my... so the trigger had the response ID, right? Response ID list. Why response ID list? Why is an array? Yes, because you can have multiple responses. Okay. We can have multiple responses. So all the responses that are under a trigger under a trigger. I think this will slow down a bit the loading, but I don't think I have another way. So I don't know if there is a better way. I'm feeling that I'm doing something maybe too complex for what actually is worth. But I think I'm down this path now, so I cannot really go back. I mean, I can go back, but I don't have another smarter solution. So the point would be that we take this and we take this and then the point is that I will have to find inside responses, right? So I will search my response and this one will return an NPC response, right? Right. find ref. What do you mean NPC? Okay. So this will return a response associated, all the responses that are associated to that particular trigger, right? And the response, as a script. Right? And the response as a script, right? And now the script should already be loaded. And the script is made of operations. And now the only problem will be to know if that operation is a say operation. Because actually response operation see? Response operation is like 20 subclasses, right? So I mean, I can put it in response operation and GG, yeah. I could put, you know, that information inside the response operation. This is probably the easiest. You see? Yes, there is public, right? Yes, there is public. So we need the same thing with as speech bubble, something like that, right? I don't understand why we have the is public at this level if then because I understand the say response, right? Say response as the say public, right? But for example, the train response, I don't think he has a say. I don't think he has an is public. So by default is returning false, right? So we basically added. Yes, exactly. I think we should do the same, right? So at this level, so at the response operation level, we add a virtual function that is should show whatever, should show speech bubble, right? No, maybe it's a bit long as a name, but should show speech bubble, right? And as a default is false. And then we implement this one only in the say operation, where we add no, this is not working. That is not working because we have to set it before we know it before it's created. No, this is not helping me. No, what I wanted to do is... Wait. What I wanted to do... Because at this level we don't know what we are executing, right? We don't know. We don't know at this level what we are... So I cannot put it in the run, right? I cannot. So the operation itself should already have that information. And then we keep a freaking variable here. Without making it virtual or anything. Without making it virtual or anything, I just have a should show speech bubble and GG. Right? Which by default is false. And this one is just returning that thingy. And yeah, but then obviously I need also the setter, because otherwise... So I think we can do it this way. I think I can do something like this. What is complaining about? I don't understand. Okay, so if we do it this way, we basically keep it at the response operation level. So we don't care what is what, right? We don't care what is what. So basically, if he's a child of a proximity trigger, we automatically say should show speech bubble equal to true. Even if it's not a say operation, I don't care actually. Because then we use it only in say operation, right? So I think it may work. I think it should. I think it will work, right? So we say that, and so in our loading then, yeah. So at this point, inside this NPC response, we have a script, right? And this script is made of multiple operations. And exactly. It's made of multiple operations. And all operations are of type NPC response. And so at this point, we could call, you know, set show speech bubble to true, right? Right? And so basically like this, all the responses of a proximity trigger will have this flag set, which is pretty good, huh? Which is pretty good. So we are like 70% 70% through the problem. So now the other problem, okay, so what is the 30% missing? The 30% missing is when we are executing the script, right? When we are executing the script. Right? When we are executing the script. Because here, before, we didn't know that exactly, but now we know. And so basically inside our say response OP, when I do run, so exactly here, I will know if it's a private, but it requires a speech bubble. If it is a private requiring a speech bubble, is a very special case, right? So we can say if private NPC speech, but show bubble, show whatever it was the name, show whatever, show NPC speech, whatever. Is true, right? Then it means it's a proximity trigger and we want the bubble to show, right? So there is a bit of a special case, and it's basically if we are private, but oh yes, probably I can put it here. But my here we are inside the operation, right? So I can call it direct, right? If this thing is true, then I trigger what? Now is the question. Now is the question. What the hell to do now? Because now we have all the information, right? And we know we are exactly in the right spot. But what the hell do we do here? So we cannot trigger a say, because if we trigger a say, it goes to everyone, right? If I trigger a say, no, it is okay. Because this one is checking again if it's not public. So we can trigger a private say. Yeah, it's good, it's good, it's good. We can trigger a private say and yeah. We trigger a private say. And this should show the bubble. While, hello, just push. Why do you flag Ukraine at top left? Because I'm a strong supporter of Ukraine in the Russia-Ukraine war, and since the 25, I think it was, like one day after the start of the war, I placed the Ukrainian flag on the top left. And I kept it there as a sign of support to the Ukrainian people. But I'm not Ukrainian, I'm Italian actually. I'm not from Ukraine. Are you from Ukraine? There are some Ukrainian people sometimes showing up. Yeah, I'm a strong supporter of Ukraine. I really hope this war will finish soon and Ukraine can liberate all its territories and Russia can stop being a terrorist state like it is and killing people. Okay, so I think we can run it. Because from this point down, from this line down, it should work exactly as it works already. So I think there is no difference. Now we need to understand if we didn't break anything. But potentially we didn't. And then next I would like to see if we have fixed another problem, which is the proximity through quest, which actually is another, well, is under proximity speech, but there are two types of proximity speech. There is the one through quest and there is the one not through quest. So ouch. Wait, I wrote something stupid. This trigger has no responses? Why? This trigger has no responses. It's kind of weird. This trigger has no responses. Wait, this trigger is this trigger how is it possible? They are added later. Load triggers, load responses. Load trigger, no, triggers are loaded. Are we in load triggers or are we in load response? No, we are in load responses, right? We are in load responses. I don't understand. I don't understand. Trigger ID 4858. Trigger ID 4858. It doesn't have any responses. 48. Wait. Very short range of a diseased rat. Very short range of a diseased rat seems that it doesn't have any responses. Is it possible? Oh, fuck, because he has a script. He has a script, boys. Okay. So it's possible, eh? It's possible that it does not have any responses. It is possible. Okay, if it doesn't have any responses, for us it's not a big deal. As long as at least it has one script associated, right? So we can say if found response equal to null pointer, and now we need to see if by the way, holy shit, I did something stupid here. Must be trig, not new trig, otherwise. So if we do trig, I think the script is probably loaded later. You see the script? No, because the script is in the response. But bro, it's not finding any responses. There is a problem though, huh? This is a problem. Let me just debug this 1 second. I know that this makes no sense, but it's just to have a breakpoint thingy. So it seems that the script is loaded later. It seems that probably the script is maybe loaded later, so we have some cases in which there are 0 responses. Now, it's not what do you want? You don't like this? Hello, making real things. Alright. What the fuck? Yeah, sorry. Exactly. Okay. But I think like this is working. I think that the idea is a bit articulated, right? Maybe it's a bit too complex for the problem that it's a bit too much for the problem that we wanted to solve. But at the end, it is working. Because otherwise, another solution would be... Because the problem is that when we are executing the response, we don't know the trigger is coming... the trigger that triggered it, right? We don't know. Okay, so here we are. We have a response. We have a trigger that has basically empty responses, right? So all the responses are empty. But the script is valid, okay? So I want to understand what the hell is going on here. So inside the responses we don't find anything. What? I mean, we don't find it because it's not been added yet, or what? I don't understand why in this find, right? In this find, we are searching response 11170. 11170. Which is exactly this one, you say? 11170. And we are not finding it in our response list. Why? Huh? Huh? There is a bug. There is a bug, or there is something that I'm not understanding, but it looks like in load response, in load it looks like in load responses, right? Our response was not added yet. Maybe it's not added yet to the response list. Because it's added at the end. GG. Okay. It's added here. Okay, you know what? I think we can just use the response that we get, assuming that add trigger is not failing, right? Because if add trigger is failing, this response will never be added to the response thingy. But if it's not failing, we are gonna add it. So the only thing that we need to ensure, we can use this, we can use the response, right? But we need to be sure that it's impossible to fail at this point. And yes, it's impossible to fail. Okay. So wait. Okay, so I can actually simplify this because I can just use the response that came in, right? I think so. I think so. I think I can drastically simplify it just using this response, which will anyway be added, you know, to our I don't know why I was searching for yeah, because the trigger may be multi-response, but the response itself is the one that we are loading at the moment, so it should be fine. It should be fine, I think. Well, we will have to test it. I'm not 100% sure that we are covering all the cases, because this part of the code is actually very old, and I mean, it's working very well, by the way. I mean, it's working very well, but unfortunately, it has been modified by so many people and so many times that I don't really have the full control of it, right? So, okay, here we are in our... exactly. Exactly. So let's go and see if... okay, this seems to work. We only have one response? I don't believe so. Yeah, yes. We only have one response that then inside has multiple answers, right? But yeah, exactly. But the bubble thingy, yeah, you see the should show speech bubble now is true, right? Perfect. Okay, perfect. Okay. Okay, let's go. And if okay, now we launch the client. Is it running, boys? It is. Okay. We are never teleported to the freaking place. I don't know why. Anyway, this is the same. Okay. Now I set myself invisible off. Okay, and now we go here. Okay. We should go... yes. Now... okay, wait a second. So we arrived here, and everything seems to be perfect, but okay, I got the text in the NPC text, right? This is what I wanted, but I didn't see the pop-up, maybe because the pop-up was... but in theory I should have seen it, right? So we did this mess for that. So why this is not... ah, okay. Because we have the same problem at this level, right? At this level... oh, fuck. So basically here is a private NPC response, and so is using send chat instead of using receive say message, right? So let's say that then inside of this, we have a special case, right? We have a special case. And the special case is that so I need to extend this with what is this, by the way? Say public and target get visibility. Because if you are invisible, your stuff doesn't show, eh? If you're in, okay, the invisibility for now, let's leave it a second, otherwise it's too complex. But basically, what we will have to do is, if it's private, right, but we want to show the speech bubble, or we change this say function and we add another parameter, I think it's the only way, yeah? I need to have a say with speech bubble or without speech bubble. The only problem is that, am I sure that I'm catching it everywhere? Yeah, I think I can do this as usual. I can do the usual trick, you know. So we can say show speech bubble. We want to show the bubble on top of character head. But now the question is, by default, should be on or off? I think by default should be on. I'm confused now. Wait a second. No, I'm confused. Wait a second. I'm confused because yes, because I cannot go public, because if I go public, it's sending it to everyone, right? Yeah. In theory, the best would be to have an enumeration, right? Enumeration that says private with bubbles, and public, right? In theory, this thing should have 3 states, right? Should have 3 states instead of just this. But I think we can do it with an additional parameter here, and I think it's fine. I just don't know if by default I want it true or false. I think by default I want it true. I think by default I want it true because in general we are right. But then it will trigger all the time and is a problem. No, I think, wait, I think this should be, I think this should be different. I mean, this should be show bubble in private, right? I mean, show bubble while private. So because it, while not public, right? So that is the thing. So show bubble anyway, whatever. Show bubble anyway. So we want to show the bubble on top of the character add, even if this is a private say, right? Exactly. So it is show bubble anyway, right? And so by default is false, right? By default is false. Show bubble anyway. And so only if we are in private mode, we say, hey, even if we are in private mode, even if we are in private mode, right? But the problem is that we don't have a send. Why this thing is delayed? The first response get 1 second delay to simulate the NPC thinking. Oh my god. We don't have a receive say message delayed. Right? No, we don't. Well, there is a time delay here. Oh, okay. Ah, okay. I did it. Why there is this text? It is done. But anyway, so if we want to show the bubble anyway, right? Then use a say, right? So if we want to show the bubble anyway, we basically do this, but we do it only if we are in the say range. Well, which is a bit stupid though, because the say range is 15 meters. We have a very short, we have a long, so in a long range, yeah, exactly. I think we can assume that if we have if we have a long range with a chat, we want to show it anyway. I mean, it's a bit kind of stupid, but it's fun. That's just a sub case of a sub case of a sub case of a sub case, and I think I will live with that. Who the fuck we send it to? What? Oh my god, don't tell me. Don't tell me that we don't know who to send it to. No, we send it to this guy. Who? Who is the one getting the message, right? He's not the one sending the message, he's the one receiving the message, no? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. We don't have the target. Okay, I think it's easier to test it than to try, but basically I'm a bit scared now. I'm a bit scared that what we did is completely useless because we cannot do it. But let's see. Because... Oh my god. Because the NPC is reacting to a proximity trigger, but I'm not complete. No, but we have it 100%, boys. No, forget it. We have it. It's who is the target? There's no way. Who is the target? Because we see it in our chat. We saw it in our chat, and only in our chat. So the send message chat delayed who is actually working, right? And I don't think it's this character, because this character is the NPC. So we are inside the mouth of the NPC, and we are speaking to someone, and someone is who we have to speak with, and we're just ensuring that who exists. No, for sure. So now the point is, I need to call this function. Now I lost myself a second. So where do we call it, huh? Not here. No, not here, boys. Where do we call it? We call it from... come on. We call it... Please go back. My brain cannot trace back that much. No, go back. Go back to where we were. Okay, here. Exactly. So here we say true. Right? We say true. Sorry, wait a second. What the fuck? Why did I say float? What I'm smoking, guys? Float? Why I said float is a boolean. Okay, anyway. I mean, float in theory could even work, but because it's 0-1, but you're very quiet. Also tonight, guys, you're very quiet. Sometimes there is people speaking all the time, and Hula complaining all the time, and sometimes it's very, very quiet. I understand. Game development is not the most exciting thing in the world, but, you know, that's what we do. I understand. I understand. I understand, boys. It is compiling. It is compiling. Ba-ba-ba-bum. Okay, compiled. Okay. I think we can execute it without going debug. Just because we think that works. Uh-huh. Now, if you want, you can drum roll. But, you know, it's the first run after a bit of tinkering, so I don't know if it... But I think it may work, huh? I think it may... I think it may work. The problem is, what else did we break? That's the question. I mean, did we break quest responses? I hope not, but I think not. But I think we need to do a few checks, just to be sure that everything is in order. We need to do a few checks. Now we did all this mess, you know. Well, first of all, this mess allows us anyway to manipulate responses in the future. So if we want to add something specific to responses, we want the NPC to do something specific, we could use the same technique, right? So I think it was anyway good to just refresh my mind on the code, on that part of the code, and add this capability. But yeah, but actually we did a lot of changes to do something very simple. But I think there was no other easier way. I mean, I cannot think to any other easier way actually. And this basically should solve number 2. Hopefully without breaking 1 and 3, right? But it should solve number 2. And I want to see if is solving also the proximity trigger. That would be very, very nice. Because in theory it was working in the old game. There is no reason why it should not work in the new game. Okay, this teleport Jayos. I don't know. Why is not saving my position in Jayos, boys? Why? Why is not saving my position in Jayos? Okay. Now is the time. Fuck. It's appearing on me. It's appearing on me? Oh shit. It is appearing with the right text. And in the chat says Jayos, but it's appearing on me instead of appearing on him. Okay. Is appearing on me. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Who to send it to? Okay, but bro, the point is that it's Jayos speaking, not me. What the fuck? Ay, 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 ay. Ay, ay, ay. So inside of who we have ourselves, right? But we don't have Jayos here. No. No, Jayos is the current character, bro. So if I change it to this, yes, 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 yes. But why? Wait a second, receive same message, P controller. Receive same message, new message. Yes, you see it's this. Yes, 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 yes. We have it, we have it, we have it, we have it, we have it. Can you please save my freaking position here or not? I would like my position to be saved here. Why is not saved? Huh? I don't understand. Why the position, why my character cannot log in into this location? Why? Why I'm sent automatically back to the main plaza? I don't understand. Welcome to Jayos. Fuck you, it's not you, it's me. But we solved it. I think we solved it. I think we solved it. Now it will work on the NPC. Now it will work on the NPC. Now, okay, good. So, I think it will. Wow, there was something though. But yeah, it was good. I think it was okay. I think it was, yeah. I think it was, just a second, I forgot to take something while it's compiling. Oh, no, I already finished compiling. Okay, let's restart this. Give me a second, I'm coming back in 30 seconds. I think I forgot. Yep, I had forgot something, but it was just there. Okay. Okay. So now I want to test two things. Now there is the very short range in parentheses, but it's only because I am a game master and so I see the triggers, right? But you as a player will not have that thingy at the end, so don't worry about that. Don't know what's going on. Our server is just a bit slow. Okay. Why? Why is putting me here and not in the thingy? It's so strange. Okay, I will go by walking this time and see if it's doing any better. This texture, bro, you have no idea how old it is. There are certain textures here, like this ground, that are like the first thing that we ever created. It's so funny they're still in the game anyway. But yeah, I will substitute them one day. But it's kind of fun that they are still there. Also this one. I should send this picture to the guy that made it. And say, hey, what the hell is this thing? Why we have grass inside a... Okay, anyway. I am invisible. So if I set myself visible, and I go in front of this guy, if you would like to see what books I have, there is a catalog on my desk. You're speaking now. Yeah, I think that is so much better, because I think new players are really not going to click on the NPC tab. And seeing the NPC speak, it's true that they may be looking in another direction. I don't know why we have this grass, but it's true that they may be looking in another direction, right? So if they are looking in another direction like this, they will obviously not see the pop-up. But since we said a very short range, right? Now, one thing I want to understand is, if I'm speaking with this NPC, right? And the NPC is triggering the thing, which is in 30 seconds from now. Okay. Huh. Yeah. Yes. Okay, it's fine. I mean, it's not the best, but I think it's fine. Meaning that if he has a special trigger on him and you are already speaking to him through the NPC UI, there is no particular check that is removing that, right? So he's still saying his random thing. In theory, if he's busy speaking with someone, he should not say that, right? That is probably this should be the idea. But it's fine. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. No, the very short range is appearing only for GM. I just said that, Fergus. It's only because I'm a game master, and so I have a debug enabled that allows me to see where that phrase is coming from, right? So why that phrase was triggered. So you will not see it. You will not see that. I don't know if I set me player, if I will see it anyway, but probably will see it anyway, because I think that check is done kind of differently. Let me see. I think he will speak again. Yeah, and Jayos is a girl just because I made it. Yeah, he's there anyway because he's done in another way. But you will not see it. You will not see it. You will not see it. Also, this invisible flag. But anyway, this is good. Now, the second check I want to do is this one. So in theory, Abelia, which is this girl here, has the same trigger, but he has the trigger through a quest, right? And in theory, in the old game, it was working. But as you can see, and the new game is not. You know, but it's actually fairly stupid, because why we should make our life so hard? Why we can just put yeah, exactly. I think that the point is why we should put this short range trigger inside a quest, you know, instead of putting it directly on the NPC. We can just put it on the NPC, and because I think it makes no sense that the NPC is searching triggers on all the quests. Yeah, make myself invisible, but then I made myself visible again. So no, but I think it's not working because it's not working. I mean, it's the way it is. I don't even know if in the old game it was working, so I think it's fine. I think we can just move this text, you know, to a normal trigger, and it will work. Okay, so now what I want to be sure is that I didn't break other stuff, right? And to do that, I need to go to an NPC that does not have that I did for which I didn't yet complete the quest. So like this guy, did we complete this quest? I think probably we did. Did we complete also this guy? Yeah, I think we completed all these quests. So I don't know if Jayos is a quest for me, but I don't know. Okay, let me clean up my quest list. I think we did them all because we tested. So okay, but this was good. This was good. I like it. This was good. This was good. Now we need to be sure that we didn't break stuff. So to be sure of that, I will do this. I will reload in game. In the old game, it was a proximity trigger. Yeah, but in the old game, when you were just creating the character, right? Was Abelia telling you something at distance or not? Because if she was, I don't understand how it is possible. Because in theory, it should not work. I don't understand. You appeared in front of her, she started to speak. Okay. I don't understand how that works though. I don't understand how. I mean, I can check it again. Yeah, but this is working fine now. It is working fine. What? What the fuck happened? Something crashed or what? Outdated known static mesh detected? Holy moly. Ah, because my inventory is full? Yeah, because my inventory is full and he dropped the letter on the ground. Okay, it's fine. Well, it will not happen to new players, so it's okay. It will not happen to new players. Yeah, I have like a million welcome letters. By the way, I think we need to change the text of the welcome letter, eh? No? I think we have to. Because this welcome letter is probably not... Or maybe it's okay, I don't know. I have to read this and see if it's fine. Okay. Yeah, I can check that part. Or we can just move the trigger. But you know, I think I checked it the other day. And basically what happens is that when you are in front of her, you are doing a search by... You are doing a search, right? Of the trigger. And that search is... The problem is that I'm finished the time, boys. I finished the time. But we did good, eh? We did good because it actually worked. I can try to fix also the proximity through quest. I just don't understand why it was working in the old game. Because basically, for what I've seen, when we are searching a specific trigger, we are searching it by excluding the quest, right? We are excluding the quest because it was where quest ID equal to -1. So... Unless the loading is different. Anyway, I think we can fix it. It's not super high priority, but because, you know, the solution is just to move that text into a normal trigger instead of having it inside an NPC trigger, a quest trigger, right? It should just be the normal knowledge of that girl, and that's it. It's much easier. But anyway. Okay, I think that's all for today. So thank you for watching. I want to release, I want to make the new release, but at the same time, I want to continue fixing these bugs and ensuring that there is a smooth transition for the player at the beginning, right? And yes, that NPC are actually speaking properly. So tonight we fixed the proximity trigger, and it looks like we didn't break this. We didn't break... Wait, I misclicked. It seems that we didn't break this, and this we did, right? So this should all be okay. We have to verify this part and this part. Well, the impersonate, I can just test it now. In theory, it should work, but impersonate Xenax, say hello. Exactly. So the impersonate we didn't break as well, so it's working. Right, it's working as expected. Yeah, I need to do a few more tests to be sure that we didn't break stuff, but this seems to be okay. This seems to be okay. I need to check this one. Yes, maybe through the mercenaries, because this is all text that is going through. Yeah, but I think it should be good, but I will test it. Okay, so I think that's all for today. Thank you for watching. If you want to help, continue to follow us on in our socials, so on Twitter, on Facebook, on Discord, on YouTube here, and you can click on follow, subscribe, and also if you want to do a bit more for us, we have a Patreon site, which is actually patreon.com/planeshift, and here you can get some of the posts and stuff that I'm posting, and I'm adding here and there. And I don't know why I'm logged in here. In theory, I should not be logged in here, but anyway, I am. And yeah, I'm logged as creator here. I should be logged only on the other browser, but it's fine. So this is how you see the page. Yeah, this is how you see the page. Ah, because there is an automatic sign in. Holy shit, there is an automatic sign in. They added a new automatic sign in, so you cannot not be logged. Wow. You see, it's trying to sign in automatically. Okay, now I think I stopped it. I think it's a new thing. It didn't happen before. Interesting. Yeah, this is how you see it. So there are 3 tiers and blah blah blah. Okay, thank you. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, 9:30 p.m. European time. We will continue to push through and trying to do our best to have this game to be a great game. Why not? Oh my god, I see a big line there. What happened? I don't know. There is a big white line. Yeah. See you boys. Bye bye. Bye bye. It's not very easy to. I don't know why when you. But anyway. Bye. Pom 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 pom. Pom 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 pom. Again, what? There's a white line? Yeah, sometimes there are seams here and there. It's okay to have seams. It's okay.